Hi there, this is Jimmy Mack, and after a long hiatus, welcome back to another episode of America the Beautiful, a tour of the national parks in the United States. In this series, if you missed out on the first episode, we covered Yellowstone National Park, the oldest and possibly the most famous national park in the country. We're going to try to move in chronological order of the national parks as they came into existence, which means that this second episode is all about Sequoia National Park. Sequoia National Park is located in the Sierra Nevada mountains on the east coast of California, and I'm sure you've probably heard about them if you've not been there yourself, mostly for the infamous sequoia trees, which dot the park mostly on the west side, closest to the visitor entrance of the national park. It's actually combined a lot with Kings Canyon National Park, which I'll also speak of in this episode. They're separate national parks, but they're managed together, and the main event of both parks really is the giant sequoia trees. These are massive, massive trees that you really have to see them in person to understand their sheer volume. While they're not the tallest or the widest, or even the oldest, they do rank in the near top of all of those categories, with heights of up to 280 feet, circumference of up to 110 feet, and age anywhere from 1800 to 2700 years old. But where they do rank in the top is the mass of these trees. At 52,500 cubic pounds, they are beastly trees to be seen and experienced. So we went to Sequoia National Park first and checked out the big one, General Sherman, which is the largest sequoia in the world, and it's surrounded by a forest of other sequoias, so you really are amongst giants as you stand in this patch of sequoia trees. And General Sherman definitely stands out in its sheer volume. It is, it's a spectacle. And once you experience that, it's nice to travel over to General Grant, which is in Kings Canyon National Park, just to check it out. It's actually a wider tree than General Sherman, so you can experience that difference, and also is surrounded by so many other incredible species of sequoias. But this is, like I said, just a very small part of the park, these sequoia trees. Actually, about 90% of these two parks is just wilderness out in the Sierra Mountains. There's no roads, there's no access. It's just beautiful expanses of country. So if you have a chance to do some backpacking and get out in there, there's actually a Sierra Trail that you can go on where there's a cabin that you can stop by, get a nice meal at one point in the 35-mile hike on the Sierra Trail. So that would be an incredible experience. But if you just have a little bit of time, some cool things. There's a tunnel, which is actually a tree that fell across the road at one point in the 30s, and they carved a hole in it so that cars could pass underneath it. It's a pretty cool experience. Your car kind of just barely fits in there. You've got to go one at a time to be able to squeeze into this little section of sequoia. But just the fact that they could carve a section and there's still sequoia above and around you is pretty incredible. And then there's also another part where you can walk through a tree that's been hollowed out, fallen over and hollowed out in the middle, and literally your entire body is inside of this tree, so that you can see its size from the inside out. But it's a beautiful place. Obviously, the sequoias stand out as the signature feature of Sequoia National Park. But whether you have a day or a week, there's plenty to do there, and it is an experience worth going to. We're the country's second national park, founded in 1890, so it's obviously a big deal. They knew it was an important part of the country to preserve. That's it for this episode of America the Beautiful. We will be having more regular episodes from now on, so check in to learn about some of the other 58 national parks here in the United States and some of the interesting features that I experienced in my travels. This is Jimmy Mack signing off.